The Amazing Digital Circus is this incredibly popular animated series created by Glitch. It was released in October last year and it completely blew up. Like, with only 3 episodes out, it already has a massive fan base with a shit ton of lore, theories, fan art, merch, anything you can imagine. And I mean, anything. I didn't exactly fall in love with the show at first sight. I thought it was okay. I think it has a lot of really cool monster and character designs, and the circus themed virtual reality world with the bizarre adventures is definitely intriguing. It has surreal humor, wacky animation. I get it, it's cool. But it was the 3rd episode, which has been by far my favorite episode of the series, that got me more interested because of its horror elements and character development, not to mention the absolutely stunning background shots. And Angel. You know when I see shit like this, I'm foaming at the mouth. So I wanted to make a quick screenshot drawing of possessed Pomni. I just love shit like this. I loved how creepy she looked, I loved her possessed voice, the unnatural movements, and this was definitely one of my favorite moments of the entire episode, besides to Kinger being a fucking badass.
Just leave it to me. I can handle this. That wasn't so bad.
In the episode, the whole group is sent to a place called Mildenhall Manor, which is basically a haunted house with all kind of ghosts and entities inside, to solve a mystery. In there, Pomni and Kinger become separated from the others, and at one point, Pomni becomes possessed by evil souls. Her eyes turn bright yellow, her teeth become sharp, she moves like that one TikTok. And I've always loved characters in horror movies that move unnaturally because it always adds to the creepiness. Pomni also mentions Kinger's wife while being possessed.
How's your wife, Kinger?
And we learn more about Kinger's backstory, which is interesting. Kinger was never my favorite character, but this episode definitely made him go higher. And I liked seeing Pomni and Kinger working together. The chemistry between these two is definitely a focal point of the episode. I used a slightly different coloring style for this than I usually do. Most of the time I draw with a harder cell shading style with a lot of details, but with this one I use softer shading because I just wanted to experiment and play around with strong lights and shadows a bit more. And the color palette in this scene is very dark and green. We can see those green souls or spirits and tiny particles flying around Pomni. So I did my best to capture the same atmosphere in this. And her eyes are a bit wonky. I know, they're not quite round or even on the same level. Is she possessed or just high? Can't tell. But I fixed them later. I never really care too much about mistakes. I always fix them later, and it can be a bit annoying sometimes because it would be easier to fix them right away, but that's just how I do things. The difficult way. I just don't give a shit. The background is also quite simple with the pillars. And I do enjoy making these close-ups of characters where the background is secondary. The focus is on the character and they can look really intense. So yeah, this was a quick one and I'm really happy with this. It was nice to do things a little differently than usual. I tend to make my art quite detailed, so it was nice to focus on simple, round shapes without a lot of detail. It felt relaxing. And hopefully you guys like my version of this scene. She looks really fucking creepy, so I think I succeeded very well. I also made another drawing from the first episode. I made this a while back but never posted it. So these black glitching eye monsters known as Abstracted are probably my favorite thing in the entire series. They are former members of the Digital Circus, humans who became really unstable, and they abstracted, meaning they turned into these erratic, glitching monster-like creatures. And in the first episode, we can actually see pictures of all these characters on doors, or how they looked before they turned. In this scene, Kaufmo the clown, who was part of the Digital Circus and became abstracted, chases Pomni, who tries to hide in a barrel, but the barrel explodes with red monkeys, and Kaufmo just stomps on them and kills them. Obviously my version isn't perfectly faithful to the original because he looks a bit like some kind of goo or oil, whereas the monsters in the show are clearly glitching virtual creatures, but I still like him so much. And I know there's no confetti in the original scene, but I drew it anyway because I like it too. And here you go, both drawings I made. Let me know what you think of the amazing digital circus. If you've seen it, is it your cup of tea or is it meh? Let me know in the comments. So I hope you guys like this. It's October and I hope to upload more spooky content here for Halloween, because this definitely counts as spooky. And as you can see, I've already tried to put up some decorations. Effort. But honestly, what do you need Halloween decorations for when you've surrounded yourself with shit like this? Thanks for watching this, subscribe, check out my previous video where I fucked up your entire childhood in less than 10 minutes. And I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye.